2013 comes to a close. We're looking back on the year in the best way we know how, going back to the beginning. We've centered this show around some students' most memorable firsts. From the first tattoo to the first kiss and everywhere in between, we've got it covered. I'm Mary Adams, and this is our 53rd show. Welcome to The Deck. One of the biggest experiences to look forward to when you enter high school is being able to drive. Whether you get a BMW for your 16th birthday or your dad's old Honda, we all have to take the first step, getting your permit. Madeline Rock and Elizabeth Jean spoke to two students about what it was like for them to learn to drive.
In the beginning, it was really scary because it was just like such a big machine that you have control over, and it feels like a big responsibility, and it was just weird to get used to, but I got the hang of it pretty quickly.
It's harder than it looks. Like, driving is hard. You have to pay attention and focus and make sure you stop when there's like red light.
I got my dad's old car, and it's a 1997 Toyota Camry, and I pretty much drive it to and from school every day, and any like marching band rehearsals I might have, or if I want to go hang out with friends.
Well, I knew that she was anxious about driving for the first time, and so I thought just kind of surprising her with the assignment might help. And she was a little trepidatious. She at first just thought she'd maybe drive around the triangle or around the block or something, but I slowly directed her up to the street and onto Ponce, and off we went.
I think my dad gets freaked out in certain situations when there's like a lot of cars around or I'm going too fast.
I don't know that I've really gotten freaked out about it while it's happening, because I'm paying so much attention. I think the times that I get freaked out about it are when I'm reflecting on the fact that she's actually driving.
I think my parents understand like how all of the parents like freak out when people get to this stage. So they were really trying to be like nice and like mellow and calm about it.
For The Deck, I'm Elizabeth Jean.
My name's Alex, and you're watching The Deck.
Trying out for any activity can be a scary thought, whether you're going out for the school basketball team or auditioning for a play. But that didn't stop two Decatur seniors from chasing their dreams both at home and across the country. Emily Schulke and I followed their journeys.
58 students tried out for the boys basketball team this season, and only 27 made it. Senior Josh Moore is one of the few who finally made varsity after trying out for 3 years in a row.
I feel real good to make varsity, especially after going to all the workouts and going some days in the summer. I feel like all the hard work paid off. Just played when I was little, started playing at the Cater Rec when I was like real little. I played on the middle school team, 7th, 8th grade.
Josh is a great example of someone who just never gives up. He worked extremely hard. He always had a tremendous attitude about what he was doing. And then as a senior, he matured and kept working on his game. And we also want, guys like him to be able to receive an opportunity.
Pressure to make the team not only happens here, but also across the hall in our own theater.
To perform, act has always been something that has come kind of naturally to me, the performance aspect of theater.
Although Kinzer has acted since before preschool, she started in the high school production of Anything Goes.
Maybe she did something to hurt herself. It was my first show at Decatur. It was my first show in a long time. It was really the first musical I've been in with singing and dancing.
Now she is preparing to audition for Emerson College's acting program with the help of drama teachers Lynn Hosking and Amy Rollins.
She and I actually met for coffee and talked for a while because I went to Emerson. I got my master's degree there. The program there is very competitive, and it's getting more competitive, but I think that the type of student and the kind of kid that Emily is, she'll totally fit in.
Before auditions, especially during the time waiting to go into the room for auditions, I'm just, oh my gosh.
It's 2 terrifying minutes of your life. It's because you don't really get to show your acting ability. You're presenting a piece of a moment.
For Emily, an important part of the audition process is the first impression.
They're looking for how professional you are. They look at how confident you are, and they're also gauging your personality. I'm gonna wear these boots. I like this sweater. It brings out my eyes and my hair, and it's warm. My trusty Lucky bolo tie.
She will find her place, I'm sure, and go out with a bang her senior year.
For The Deck, I'm Emily Schulke.
In Decatur, restaurants come and go, making sure that the town remains a #1 foodie destination. However, some restaurants' lives are short-lived. Newly opened Ola, a Mexican cantina, is now closed at Church and Ponce. Riley Carlson, a Decatur high school student, is especially affected by this close.
Yeah, it was actually the day before. They only gave me 1 day notice, so that really sucked, because mainly for the fact that I was losing my income, and it was kind of sad. I liked all the people that worked there. They were some good friends of mine, so not able to see them anymore.
But why did Decatur lose another precious Mexican restaurant?
Really, we were going to close, I think, eventually because we weren't making enough money.
Ola's life was short-lived, but its colorful letters still remain. Farewell, Ola. For The Deck, I'm Sydney Rain.
The DHS wrestling team was recently downgraded from a sport to a club. Sophomore Corey Bryant was on the team last year and has come back for another season. The lack of competitiveness has brought a new mindset to the team.
It's definitely not there. We don't really condition that much. I don't like how it's more relaxed, but I kind of wish it was like a team again.
For The Deck, I'm Lucas Ryder.
Sophomore Grayson Smith is teaching a ballet class at the Boys and Girls Club for her personal project. Smith has been teaching the class for the past 3 months to girls ages 6 to 9.
Well, I thought it was a good place where a lot of the kids there, they don't have as many advantages as a lot of us have to take some dance classes, and I was hoping a lot of them would be interested in it. So I wanted to give them that chance to take ballet. They're doing really well. It took a while. They're kind of crazy. They're very active, but they're doing really good now and they're really enjoying it.
Last year, Smith assisted ballet at her dance studio, so this year she took her knowledge to the next level and is teaching a class on her own. The ballet class performed last week on Saturday, and the girls displayed their newly developed dancing skills for parents and friends. For The Deck, I'm Sienna Elliott.
DeKalb Animal Services work with the community to rescue neglected and stray dogs and cats. The Decatur High School Pet Club works to help the shelter. Karen Hirsch is the Director of Communications for the shelter.
Lifeline's goal is to end the euthanasia of healthy and treatable animals, and I want to help them reach that goal.
Students can help by donating blankets, towels, detergent, pet food, and newspaper. For The Deck, I'm Terrell Cronick.
Sophomore Ola Ogusan sells handmade comics to fund his personal project.
Editing and publishing the comics that I make and the people who want to work with me make.
Ogusan hopes to create a successful movie for his personal project.
I'm writing the script and directing a movie.
Between balancing school, JROTC, and other outside activities, it's hard for him to find time for his writing.
In the morning, I have ROTC every school day, and Right now we're about to have the children's Christmas party. I'm the senior patrol leader in my Boy Scout troop, and in this season, to raise money, we sell Christmas trees. That takes up my whole weekend.
For The Deck, I'm Hannah Boykin.
The JROTC department held a Christmas party for underprivileged kids Friday, December 13th. Sergeant Phyllis Primus says the Christmas party will benefit the families who attend.
We provide gifts, Santa, Miss Claus, we feed them, play games, and we keep them the whole day and let them have a life that they may not have during the Christmas season.
For The Deck, I'm Breland Thornton.
From our family to yours, happy holidays and a happy new year.
My name's Camille, and you're watching The Deck.
Over 45 million Americans have a tattoo. That number grows every day as more and more teenagers rush to the tattoo parlor on their 18th birthday. The Deck's Mawal CD and Demi Wright spoke to a senior about the meaning and experience behind her first tattoo.
They literally last until after you're dead. Like, you will be buried with these tattoos on you, and then they will be in your coffin until that skin rots away.
I turned 18 and my mom told me I couldn't get one either, but she was really lenient, and I was just like, Mom, like, I'm 18, you know, this is exciting, like, I have to do it. The thought process of getting an equal sign, it stands for equality, like equal rights for everyone. It's another thing I stand for. I would definitely say that my grandma, she fought for a lot of the things that most people don't realize, you know, just like a simple thing like a library card she fought for. I'm not gonna grow tired of seeing my equal, like what I stand for on my wrist, so that's why I got the equal sign.
Even though Munson's tattoo was meaningful, her mother was not on board with her getting it.
I would always kind of jokingly just say, I'm gonna get a tattoo, Mom, you know, can't wait to get this one. And she'd just be like, no, Kristen, no.
So when she shared that she had in fact made the decision to go ahead and get it, I really got upset about it. I just am opposed to them. I think people have negative biases about those with tattoos outside of the creative world in particular. And because my whole career has been in education where I have seen people express biases about those with tattoos, like, I wouldn't want her to suffer a negative consequence in her career because of a decision she made when she was 16, 17, 18.
I know the kind of person I am, and I thought about that when I got these, and I'm not gonna go running to take like President Barack's spot. Like, I'm not gonna become the next president. I know I'm really like aware of the kind of person I am. I don't think I'm gonna regret these at all.
Like I said, people now are realizing that tattoos can be nice artwork. You know, back in the day, like I said, it was, you know, Sons of Anarchy types and those kind of dudes, and, you know, guys in jail and whatever, you know, and now people are realizing that, hey, like, I can have you know, a beautiful bouquet of flowers that remind me of my grandmother tattooed on me, and it's not like, oh my God, you're going to hell, you know?
Fortunately for many, advances in technology has made it possible to get rid of tattoos.
I get a lot of excuses as to why they're getting their tattoo off. Some of it, it's in the wrong place, keeps them from getting a promotion at their job. You know, if it's on the neck or the hands, you know, a lot of companies, you're representing that company, and so you go for an interview and you got this big old tattoo on your neck, they may take the other person versus you, even though you may be just as qualified or better qualified. Well, when they first call, they probably get a little sticker shock when I ask them, how big is your tattoo? Oh, it's 4 inches. Well, that'll be $225 a treatment, and they ask how many treatments it is, and usually it's on average 6 to 10. The laser is very specific as to targets. And so on light skin, as you see, if we don't have anything here, it's not going to do anything. It's not going to affect the paper. All right? So there's no effects to this paper, even underneath it. Now, we're going to try a little bit on this magazine, and it's going to pick up this wavelength effects, the like browns, greens, reds, or browns, greens, blacks, blues, and you'll see the change in the paper. There you go. See how it changed? Never brand yourself with someone else's name, because sure, it's a doomsday to the relationship, okay? So unless it's your own children, do not do that.
For The Deck, I'm Mawal Sidi.
My name is Luke, and you're watching The Deck.
More than 50 students transferred to Decatur High this year. Noemi Griffin and Connor Allison talked to a few of them about their first impressions of their new home.
The first time I came to Decatur, I went to Decatur Square, and it was at night and had all the lights on, and it was like during Christmas or around Christmas, so they had like fairy lights all in the trees, and I was like, this place is magical, and I really liked it. I was like, I would move here. I would like this place.
I moved from Irvine, California. It's in Orange County, kind of near the beach. My first day, you had to go to advisement before, like I said, and I talked to like one person. But other than that, I was pretty quiet. Didn't really talk to anyone. I was nervous.
So I lived in Abu Dhabi before I moved back to Decatur, which is in the Middle East. A very westernized place. Most of the people in the country aren't even originally from there, and so you meet people from all over the world. My dad works at Georgia Tech, and there was a new university starting up there that came to Georgia Tech to find new people to recruit to help start up their system. None of my old friends knew I was coming back because I hadn't really said anything, so they were kind of shocked when they saw me, but it felt natural. I had my 2 years at Dunwoody, and it got to the point where I kind of wanted to change, so I was excited for the change. I was a little bit afraid of like meeting new people and making new friends, because you spend 6 or so years at one school, and then you're gonna have to go and switch into a whole different place. For like the first week, I met a lot of people. So like Emma Wheeler and her friends like Daniel. It's definitely a different culture, I think. Like it was at first very intimidating, but I got used to the idea, and then I realized, changing high schools might actually be really fun and a good experience for me.
For The Deck, I'm Noemi Griffin. Which headphones actually offer good sound quality and which ones are just for show? Connor Allison provides a buyer's guide to headphones for 310.org. Do you have what it takes to make the crowd laugh? Noemi Griffin talks to two students about moments of high hilarity and painful silence. Shows like Deadliest Catch have made fishing more popular. Hannah Boykin, Lucas Ryder, and Kevin James caught up with a sophomore who traveled to a fisherman's heaven, Alaska. Twirling girls in dance shoes are what most people picture when they hear dance. Casey Todd, Sydney Rame, and Shermel Raday followed two sophomore boys who don't exactly fit this image. Liam Foskett is a senior who will soon finish his 11th AP class, while Teo Davis is a sophomore who is just beginning his AP journey. Nick Skoronik, Caleb Spencer, and Janae Richards talked with them for 310.org. Be sure to check out these and other stories that we posted at 310. We'll be posting over 50 stories in the coming week. Stay tuned for information after break about how you can be a part of next year's broadcast crew.
My name is Tara, and you're watching The Deck.
Today, some of the stories we've shown you are of the first tattoos, first auditions, and first time in the car. But one of the most awkward and nerve-wracking has to be the first date. The Deck's Anna Downing, Corey Anderson, and Tyler Axum followed three couples and captured their most memorable moments, from the first time meeting each other, to meeting the family, to their first fight. Get ready to ooh and ah as we show you the many firsts of our relationship. Hey guys!
It's actually like a fairy tale. My wife was a student at Athens, and my dad was performing a wedding there. Was looking for some Sugar Bowl tickets, and so she knew my dad was a big sports fan. He went to his office with her and, took an interest in her and said, are you dating anybody? And she said, well, no. Next thing I know, my dad's calling me saying, I've got a girl I want you to meet. And I said, absolutely not. And he said, well, at least go by our house and drop these Sugar Bowl tickets off to her. I said, well, that's cool. I'll do that. And so when I went to the door, it's kind of like, whoa. The butterflies started floating. And we started talking. I think it took me about 2 hours before I gave her the tickets. And then first date, I said, well, let's get together. And so next week we had a date at the old Colorado Mining Company, which was on Claremont. First kiss. I would have kissed her at the door if I thought I ever see her again when I first met her. First fight, that night of the first date, when she said, I really need to get home, and I said, oh, it's only 2:30 in the morning. Let time slip away from us. And so she said, my dad's probably going to freak out. And so pretty good schmoozer, so everything was cool with her. She's my best friend and not deserving of somebody as sweet as she is, and so I was trying to return the sweetness. That sounds corny and stuff, but I don't know. I'm just passionate about her.
So the first time me and Penelope had actually hung out was Warped Tour, and I had a ticket, but I hadn't had a ride. So one of our mutual friends was like, oh yeah, Penelope's going to Warped Tour. I bet you could ride with her. I hit her up and I was like, hey man, I know we've got mutual friends and stuff. Can you take me to Warped Tour? I had really had a crush on Roxy for a long time. Yeah, pretty much the same. I'd been like, oh, she's cute.
Our first fight was during a break from school, and I pretty much got myself in some deep stuff.
I had gotten my wisdom teeth taken out, and it was a really miserable week because we were off on break and I was just home in bed. I was on painkillers that the doctor gave me, and they made me really nauseous and tired, and I looked like a chipmunk because my cheeks were so swollen. I really wanted D'Angelo to come over and hang out with me, and he didn't want to come over because he wanted to hang out with his friends. I don't know, he was trying to have his break, and I texted him and I was getting mad that he didn't want to come over, and then I did that thing that girls do where they're like, just keep constantly texting about how mad they are with really long text messages, and he just wouldn't respond. It made me really mad.
Doing that girls thing that girls do, felt really bad, of course, and so I decided to make it up by bringing flowers to her house. It made her really happy. I was out of the deep stuff.
Made up for it.
At his house, and I was meeting his dad and met his mom before. Jonah was like in the kitchen or something, so I was like talking to David, his dad, and Wiley, Jonah's dog, comes over. He was following me around. Yeah. He really liked me, and he started peeing on me. I just felt something warm.
He never peed on anybody before, and he met Meredith and was following her around and just peed on her.
Yep. Grandpa is turning 89, so last having a cookout, like a birthday party thing for him, and Jonah came, and we threw him into the family, which I have a big family. It's there were 20 or 30 people there.
I thought there was gonna be more bantering and a little more
I thought there was too.
Hazing or whatever. I think it was because there was older people around, Gramps was around, so they wouldn't do it then.
They're being nice, I guess, that day.
Yeah, I liked everyone. Yeah, I think they liked me. Hopefully. So.
The show may be over, but we're already hard at work posting new stories on 310.org. We hope you enjoyed our December show. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next year on The Deck.